Hello there. We're back to Lego Transformers G1, and it's been a decent amount of time, about 2 months. Last time was Grimlock. Now we're back with Blitzwing, and um, it's also the new year, so first build of 2025, and I think it's a pretty solid build. Well, it's not the first build of 2025. It's more like the first review of 2025, but yeah, still a good build nonetheless, at least in my opinion. Here's the underside. Oh yeah, if you haven't seen my community post, I also mentioned that I'm going to do an 86 series, and that is separate from my G1 series. So, just a heads up, the same scale, same everything, it's just an 86 series. So it's the characters from the 86 movie, but these are the characters from the show, the G1 show, the G1 series. But yeah, that's the tank mode. Treads don't roll, obviously, but the tank turret does theoretically swivel all the way around. Yep. Swivels all the way around, just like that. So yeah, it's a pretty neat tank mode. Obviously his head is back here. It's kind of unfortunate, but I think it's kind of hidden. There's also supposed to be like a little bit of the cockpit area up here, just for the the G1 accuracy. Well, that didn't happen, as you can see, and that is because of how it transforms. And I think this purple represents it well enough, and some people actually like it better without the cockpit being up here. So I think this is a pretty nice accommodation. But yeah. Now we just need to do comparisons. Here's Blitzwing with this Lego stuff. And Motor Master Head, because I forgot that, I guess. Tank mode is 10.5 studs long, 6.5 studs wide. And here he is with Core Class. He is about Core Class scale. Alright, now for the transformation, which is definitely pretty complex. First thing you're going to do, slide that over all the way around, and just push that all the way down, and then just swivel the tank turret back, just like so. And I guess that's also a tank turret formation for the tank mode, although I think the other one looks better. And next thing you're gonna do is just swivel these little chunks to the back, and then on the clip they just fold in just like so. And you're gonna flip it over, and then let's just get this out of the way. So I'm gonna swivel that out on that bar joint with the ball joint and move it down. Same thing on the other side. Then this should give you some clearance to do this. Move that like this, and then move go on. Okay, so like I was saying, move this up, swivel. Maybe you want to get this out of the way too. Just while you're at it, just swivel that around. So this is just gonna swivel around like so on a stud connection, and this is gonna swivel around. Wait, yeah, like that. It's gonna be like this. Then move it up. Then you're just gonna push it back into place, and then you're just gonna move this entire section back, just like so. And now you've got the back fin. It's the same thing on the other side. Now here I'm just raising the camera so it's a little easier to see, but continuing with the transformation. Next thing you're gonna do is swivel this entire thing around on the ball joint up like so, and then just move that fin down. Actually, don't hit the camera. Move that fin down and then just slide it all the way over. And then on this little rounded piece, you're just gonna straighten it out, like so, and then collapse it onto the side of the plane. And same thing on the other side. And that will form the wings. And they're not really a strong build for wings, but they work. And then the final steps are just up here. You're just going to slide this all the way out to the side. Move this to the side as well, just like so. And then you're going to move it inward like that. That straightens this so that you can swivel that little bracket, and it should just go over his head like so. And if you've done the same thing on the other side, you should have finished Blitzwing's jet mode. So here he is in his jet mode, and I think it's pretty good. As you can see, there's a decent amount of undercarriage kibble, but it's kind of accurate and also sort of unavoidable with an entire tank having to transform out of this. So yeah. It is kind of hollow down here, but I guess that's kind of good for the undercarriage kibble to technically minimize it. There's a gap right here, but if I tried to, well, I couldn't really fill that in. But there's a gap filler right here. So yeah. The back is a little bit messy. There's not a lot going on. It's kind of just, you know, the tank, just the tank kibble from the tank mode. And doesn't look too bad. It kind of overhangs on the jet, but it's not too bad. And also, of course, his head is visible. There's no like perfect way to entirely conceal that, and I think this is a good enough approximation anyway. The main issue with the jet mode though is that this, as you see, I keep readjusting this. This doesn't like to stay in place too much, but yeah. And this one keeps like jerking back, but whatever, good enough. So yeah, that is the jet mode. Here's Blitzwing with this sort of core class guy. And here's this stuff. 15 studs long, 5 to 6 studs tall, and about a 15 stud long wingspan. Okay, so now I've got to transform him to robot mode. So yeah. Where to start? First thing, let's just move this up like if you were going back into tank mode. So just like so. And then the next thing you're gonna do is move that up like so, just to get that out of the way. And just for right now, let's just slide those pieces up. Like I said, they were a gap filler, but now they like fill in the chest. Just move the wings to the back so that you can untab this section. Then after you untap that, something slides out, and it is the arm. So yeah, you just untab the arm from down here, and it just slides up like I showed. Alright, now we're going to start working on the legs. So let's just move the arms out of the way. This kind of just folds down like so. Let's move that up while we're at it. And then this will just, okay. The hip piece will slide up like so. And then you just move it down. It should look something like this. Then you're just going to move that foot piece all the way down. And then move the leg back out a little bit. Because then you're going to swivel the leg around like so. And just slide the foot over to the other side. And just swivel the toe like you were transforming it from the tank to the robot mode, or tank to jet mode. Put the foot back up, move it forward again, and then on this hinge, just collapse it like so. Then the next thing you're gonna do is swivel this up, but before you finish swiveling it all the way up, you're just gonna push that out like so. And then yeah, it just swivels into place. You can push that back in to fill the gap. And then you just swivel the knee to the middle of the leg. And that is one leg done. And now with the core robot being completed, you can move on to the backpack. And this is pretty intimidating, but once you get through it, it's pretty easy to handle. So first thing you're gonna do is just raise the camera. So we're back with these sections, and you're just gonna move them out to the side like so. And then you're just gonna move this little piece back up like so, if it wants to cooperate. There we go. And then just leave it in that position for now. Same thing on the other side. And then once you've done that, just try and find a way to get this out of the way. Because the next thing you're gonna do, swivel this tank turret section up, but not all the way out. And then just swivel it around. Shoot the back so it's in the middle. And then just push it in like so. And then that's the tank turret in its backpack configuration. Then move these down. And then push them in so they're squeezing the barrel. And then these sections will just fold in just to keep everything nice and in place. So yeah. And getting two birds with one stone. This is already kind of in the configuration. All you have to do is shift it at that second joint. And then push the wing down. Just like so. And here we have Blitzwing in his robot mode, and I would have to say that that was a notification on my phone. But what I'd actually have to say about the figure is that it's a pretty mixed bag. The main robot, it's pretty cool, but there's quite a bit of kibble hanging off. It's a very glaring issue. I mean, the backpack is mostly accurate, but yeah, it's not supposed to be there. It's supposed to hinge into the chest, but at this scale, that was going to compromise a lot. So, yeah. And also, the treads aren't supposed to be on the backpack. All of the treads are supposed to end up on the back, or the back of the legs. Treads aren't supposed to be on the back of the legs. But it was impossible to get this to somehow also go into this. Well, the backpack is already pretty hefty, as you can see. So, yeah. There's also just like the giant length of the wings. The wingspan is insane. But it is technically accurate. And yeah, there is also customizability. You can, of course, fold the wings inward, which is kind of the way I like it. Technically, it is less accurate, but it makes the backpack much more proportional, as you can see. So, yeah, this is probably the way I'm going to keep it for the rest of the review. There's also this fin is supposed to be on its feet. It's kind of in the general area, but not in the exact configuration it should be. But I guess these gray hinges can kind of represent that, but I don't know. It looks good enough to me. I like the figure. Blitzwing at this scale is bound to have a lot of kibble and a lot of backpack, so I think I did a pretty good job managing it. So for articulation, oh wow, the lights just flickered. Anyway, this is, yeah, the head swivels all the way around. Yeah, you've got a universal at the shoulders, although they can't go everywhere because of the backpack. Oh yeah, also speaking of the backpack, it's on quite a few hinges, but I'm just not going to count the articulation since it's not supposed to articulate. So yeah, like I said, universal at the shoulders. Some pretty good articulation, as you can see right here. It's also got bicep swivel all the way around, 90-degree elbow forward and backward. So there's that. Nothing at the wrist. Move the arms out of the way. I could have added a waist swivel, but if you couldn't tell, it's connected on two jumper plates instead of one, just for more connection. And if I did add a waist swivel, it would just be really messy and misalign the backpack and all that. So I just decided it's not worth it. And he's also got a universal at the hips, so he can kick forward that far, back that far, and outward a lot. Tap in. And that's another piece of articulation right there. That is the thigh swivel. So he has a full unhindered thigh swivel and a 90-degree knee bend. Just pretty hefty. And his feet can move. His feet cannot move. His feet don't move. No. Oh, actually, there technically is ankle pivot, actually. Technically. Let me just get that. Yeah, that technically counts as ankle pivot. So yeah, my Blitzwing has ankle pivot. Let me stand with it, though. Yeah, there he is in that pose. I also did not forget about his weapons. I just haven't mentioned them the entire time. But he has his gun and his sword. So here they are. They simply tabbed into his hands. Just like so. There he is with his gun. And this is his pretty basic sword. Yeah, it exists. Actually, I would mod this, but I'm too lazy. So yeah, there he is with his weapons. Here is Blitzwing with Lego stuff. Core class figure, and I just realized I was supposed to use Ironhide and Ratchet. Well, it works well enough. They're both basically core class scale. But here they all are just in case, and Ratchet is a little bit smaller. But we don't care about the other vehicle mode comparisons, right? And Blitzwing is basically 30 studs tall. 30, no, 13. 13, 10, 11, 12, 13. Yeah, 13 studs tall. And I will see you guys next time. Wow.